Yo, RX back with another breakdown of UFC 316, Dvalishvili versus O'Malley 2, Pena versus Harrison. We back with another breakdown of a pay-per-view in Newark, New Jersey. That is, I think, pretty good. Like, I've seen it get a lot of hate for no reason. I actually think it's a very good card. Like I said a few times during the week, I know fight by fight might be a little iffy, but put together, I think this is a really good card, if that makes any sense. And even then, at this point, after looking at the cards some more, it's a really good card. Main card could be fun. Prelims should be fun. 13 fights, 4 prelims, 5 main card. It's a solid card. Back in Newark for the first time in a while. 316, first pay-per-view of June. This is the first card of June. Last card of June will be 317, so that's kind of cool. And this is a good card. This is a very good card. I enjoy it. Could the main and co be boring? Yes. Could a lot of fights on this card be boring? Yes. But is that instantly a reason to write it off? No, because if you wrote off every card that had the potential to have a boring fight, you would never watch a card. So, yes, there's a high possibility this card is not great, but also there's a high possibility this card is. So, I'll look at it that way. So, that's come from me, someone who will shit on a card very, without much hesitance, but I actually do think this is a really good looking pay-per-view, and I am extremely excited for it. And not just because my boy is fighting, trust me, that's amazing. I can't wait to see Sean back, even though we'll talk about what I think of that fight later. I think this is a really solid card. A lot of names, a lot of prospects, a lot of debutants. I'm excited, I'm interested, and I cannot wait to see what happens in Newark, New Jersey. So, with that being said, let's get into it. Did I say everything I want to say? I believe so. Before I get into the breakdown, the last thing I will say is, as always, please like, comment, and subscribe. 100 subs goal by the end of the year has been hit. We hit 100 subs, baby. We fucking did it. Holy shit. It was during my stream last night, or should I say about 40 minutes ago from when this is being recorded. But yeah, we hit it. 100 subs. Now we're at 101. Thank you to every single one of you. Now let's keep going. 200, 300, 400, 500. Let's keep going. Let's aim for 200 now. We're at 100. We're on a nice roll. In the last week we've gained 20 plus to get to 100. Let's keep going. So I hope if you saw my stream last night, this is a more in-depth breakdown of the card and just the card. We're not going to go on rambles for 8 different things. And of course, I'll be doing an after party for this card on Saturday live. So after the card, of course. So tune in for that. So thank you for 100 subs. I'll talk more about that probably some other time. It means more than I could ever fucking express, and I'm still shell-shocked by it, but thank you. It means a lot. So let's stop rambling and let's get into some fights, because I haven't talked about this card enough yet. UFC 3, I haven't talked enough yet tonight, I guess. UFC 316 breakdown. 13 fights in Newark, pay-per-view, we back, you ready, let's do it. UFC 316 breakdown. Let's begin. As we begin on the early prelims, as we always do with a pay-per-view, and we begin with probably the worst fight of the night, in the lightweight division? Yes, in the lightweight, I didn't even look, lightweight division, as we have to begin the night, a fight that was added last week, one of 2 I should say, as we have to begin UFC 316, MarQuel Mederos versus Mark the Shark Krashki. Kroski, I think that's how you say it. I don't know. I don't care. Like I said, this fight was added last week when Mederos put off his fight with Oki for, I think he got sick, but he was healthy enough to get a fight booked again ASAP, which is cool. Happy Oki stayed on that card as well, and now he's fighting the debutant Mark Kroski. So, let's see. Interesting way to begin the night. A fight booked on very short notice. See what happens. We'll begin with MarQuel Mederos, our first fighter of the night. Ain't he from Jersey or some bullshit? Texas, never mind. 10-1, and in the UFC he's 2-0, 1-0 on the Contender Series, where he looked very good. But after the Contender Series, he's kind of looked iffy in the UFC. In his debut, he beat Landon Quillan in a forgettable fight. He looked fine, but and then we saw him come back after a long break a few months ago against Austin Hubbard and look really bad. He looked pretty bad. A lot of people don't even think he won that fight. I think he won it, but he looked pretty bad against one of the worst fighters on the roster. Had a close fight with him, had to squeak out a win. Not very impressed with that. So, not really impressed with his first 2 wins in general. Landon Quillan is never UFC level. Austin Hubbard, always terrible. I get MarQuel's young, 28 years old, 10-1, but I don't think this dude's a prospect. I think he's going to be fraud checked sooner than later. When he does finally get that step up in competition, Oki might have beat him. Nazim Sadikov would have for sure beat him. But he's been able to avoid these hard matchups and keep getting cans, and it looks like he'll probably continue his fraudulent streak this week. Maybe I'm wrong, we'll see. But yeah, I just not high on MarQuel. Like, I think he is from the Longo camp, if I'm right. Oh no, he's from Factory X, never mind. Like his striking's his grappling's not really a lot of power. He's fine, he's not a can, but I don't look at him as a real prospect. And again, I think he's going to get fraud checked sooner than later. Because I just don't think of him as a real prospect, especially at lightweight. He's not. You're having a tough fight with Austin Hubbard. Come on, dude. So, he'll probably win this week, but I just really struggle to look at MarQuel as a prospect at all. Kind of same thing I said with Oki, funny enough. I just struggle to see the guys as real prospects at this point. So, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think a 28-year-old 10-1 guy who struggled against Austin Hubbard is a real prospect. So, we'll see though. And then for his opponent, Mark Choinski, aka Josh Koscheck's son, looks exactly fucking like him. If you know, you know. Mark in the UFC is of course 0-0, making his UFC debut here on short notice. He was meant to fight next week against Zach Zane for Anthony Pettis promotion, but because he is a champion there, but he got called up for this, and now we get to see how he looks here. Never heard of this dude before. 29 years old, 8-0. Looks like a grappler, 5 submission wins. Again, Anthony Pettis FC, reigning something champion. What weight class? Lightweight champion. Beat a bunch of nobodies no one's ever heard of. Yeah, I don't really know what to say. I've not really seen anyone hyped up about this dude getting in the UFC, so take that as you will. We'll see if this dude's legit or not. I struggle to probably say he's legit. I doubt it. Again, you're the champion, Anthony Pettis' promotion. That's kind of a hard sell. So, we'll see. Maybe this dude's good, but I'm gonna say I have my doubts. And, yeah, he's probably not that good, to be honest. So, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's great, but I've never heard of him before. Most people haven't, and he's probably gonna lose. Lastly, the bang-outs for his fight have MarQuel Mederos minus 245 to plus 200. Funny enough, one of the smallest favorites on the prelims, so that kind of says a lot and sets you up for the prelims. Minus 245, yeah, probably. I'm not seeing anyone really hype up Mark as some prospect on the watch. Yeah, I think MarQuel minus 250 would probably be fine. He should probably win this. Again, I'm not seeing anyone really say a lot about Mark, so I'm guessing he's not really some great prospect to keep an eye on. Again, Anthony Pettis' promotion, that's a hard sell as some legit promotion, so. And yeah, he's from Milwaukee. Yeah, this is probably one of Showtime's boys. He's just giving a fucking easy layups too, so maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, I really struggle to see Mark being some legit prospect, so give me MarQuel Mederos by decision. I doubt he loses this unless this Mark dude is actually good, but I'm gonna say I have heavy doubts about that, and I'm saying Mederos probably goes 15 with him, beats him up, and gets his third UFC win. So give me MarQuel Mederos by decision in what should be a forgettable fight to begin the night. One dude who we know is not that good versus one dude who we can probably guess is not that good. We'll see. Give me MarQuel Mederos by decision. Happy this fight got added because it was more depth to the card, but overall I really don't give a shit. Like, I think Mark's probably a waste of a signing, and I think MarQuel's a waste of hype, so. But give me Mederos by decision to begin the night. After that, we go to our second fight of the night, and a really good one at that. In my opinion, the best of the early prelims. I'm very excited for this one. Gonna be a real interesting fight here, as we have in our second fight of the night, staying at lightweight, I believe. So another interesting lightweight fight, this one with a real prospect in it. As we have in our second fight of the night, the best fight of the early prelims, in my opinion, we have Quillan Salkilld versus the Red Fox Yanal Ashmouz. Very interesting fight, very good fight, especially for an early prelims. I'm very intrigued and excited for this one. I think this is a really good fight. We had a real prospect here versus a guy who we kind of know is not that good. This should be good, man. I'm very excited for this one. Salkilld, Yanal, what an early prelim. In my opinion, the best early prelim, like I said. This should be good. I'm excited for this one, so let's talk about it. We begin with the prospect, the New Zealand Australian prospect, Quillan Salkilld, 8-1, 25 years old, 1-0 in the UFC, 1-0 off the Contender Series. In his Contender Series fight, he beat Zhao Jiang, who we did see in the UFC earlier this year, and he's not that good, but he looked fine. And then in his UFC debut a few months back, he ran through Anshan Jubli like he was fucking nothing in 19 seconds, and what a debut. Another notable win is he did beat Damar Fan twice, and the reason that's notable is because Damar is on road to UFC and won his first fight as a giant underdog, so that win has also aged very well. Salkilld looks like a really good prospect. He's young, he looks well-rounded, he looks like he can win anywhere. He has striking, he has power, got ground game, got cardio. This dude looks good. This dude looks really fucking good. He's looking like a real prospect at lightweight. Not gonna throw him up on the high tier of prospects yet, like your fucking Narolo Alievs and those guys, but Salkilld, another good win or two, could really make himself look like a real prospect. He looks, again, really good. His striking's crisp, his power's good, again, his grappling seems to be decent, and he's getting a real test here. Yanal Ashmouz, a veteran of the UFC at this point. I'm excited to see Salkilld here. Salkilld here. I know we've seen a small sample size of him so far. His two wins were Young, who's not very good, and Jubilee, who's one of the worst fighters in the promotion. So I know kind of a small sample size, but still something, and a sample size against a low-level competition, but it's better than nothing. I'm intrigued to see Salkilld here, so yeah, and he's definitely one of the prospects to watch on this card. I think he can be a real prospect in this division, so I'm excited to see him here. I really am, and let's see how far he can go. Small sample size so far, but what a sample size it's been. And then to talk about his opponent, Yanal Ashmouz, don't take the Y out of his name. 8-1 in his career, 30 years old, 2-1 in the UFC. In his UFC debut, he fought Sam Pedersen. We all remember what happened there. He bounced his fucking head off the canvas and looked great. Then he looked pretty bad against Chris Duncan, and then in his last fight he fought like a bitch against Trevor Peek, kind of just cuddling him on the cage for 15 minutes and winning a fight that I don't even think he won. He should be 1-2 in the UFC in my opinion, but whatever. Trevor Peek is garbage. Yanal, I don't think Yanal is some great fighter, to be honest. Like, his striking's his grappling's not very good. He struggled with Trevor Peek in a grappling match. His chin's alright, his durability, he's tough, but like I really don't think of him that highly. Like, the Sam Patterson one has aged really fucking well, but also that was lightweight Sam Patterson who was pretty much killing himself to make 155. So that would not happen at 170, and then Chris Duncan, again, that's not a great loss, and neither is Trevor Peek, who I think he lost to, so, yeah. And now he's being used as a prospect tester against Salkilld, so we'll see if he can pull the upset. I doubt it. Like, I'll talk about that in a second, but I doubt it. Like, I just really don't think he's that good. I think he's kind of a very below average fighter. But we'll see. We'll really see. Maybe he's gotten better, because we've not seen him since September, so he's a lot of time to get better. But let's see. Let's see how much better he's got, because he's going to need to be really good to fraud check Quillan Salkilld. The bang out first fight, I have Quillan Salkilld minus 485 plus 370. Yeah, I might not say that high of a favorite, but I do agree with Quillan being a big favorite. I'd probably have Quillan like minus 300. He should win. I think he's better than Yanal. I think he's bigger than Yanal. I think his striking's much better. I think it's the only worry in this fight is Yanal holding him on the cage. I think Quillan's going to be able to stuff his takedowns and keep it where he wants to fight, or even end up on top. If Quillan does have a good ground game, which 3 submissions on his record, we'll see. Yeah, I think Salkilld should win this fight. I just think he's better. I don't think Yanal's that good. I don't think Yanal's the type of dude to fraud check anyone, and I think Salkilld should be able to win this one, so give me Quillan Salkilld by decision. I don't think he's gonna finish Yanal. Yanal is, if anything, tough. So, like, I know Salkilld finished Jubilee in 19 seconds, but Jubilee's a lot worse than Yanal. So give me Quillan Salkilld by decision. I think, like, a finish is possible, but improbable. I think Salkild's probably gonna do kind of what he did on Contender Series, look really good for 15 minutes and get the win. So give me the prospect, give me the Aussie, give me Quillan Salkilld by decision. I just don't think Yanal's that good. I don't think Yanal's the fraud checking type, and yeah, give me Quillan Salkilld by decision. This kid's good. Keep an eye on this kid. This kid has looked good so far. Let's see how far he can really go in the UFC. After that, we go to our third fight of the night, our early prelim co-main event, and an interesting one it is. I am actually kind of intrigued in this fight, as we head down 10 pounds to the featherweight division for another debutante, and maybe one of the most interesting ones on the card, as we have in our co-main event of the early prelims, our third fight of the night, down 10 pounds at 145. We have Ju Sang Yu versus Jeka Si Gadong Mauti. I have no idea how you say that. Saragih, however you want to say it. This is an interesting one. We got a interesting undefeated prospect who has kind of come out of nowhere versus one of the worst fighters on the roster. So this should be interesting. This should be very interesting. Yeah, this, I think, is definitely one to be intrigued in, even a little bit, just because I want to see. Like, first of all, Jeka Serghei has got to fight out of the Apex. That's fucked that he's got to fight out of the Apex more than a lot of fighters. Saying, well, let's see how this Yu dude is. So, I'm intrigued in this one. I'm intrigued in every fight, to be honest. Mainly, I think one or two I'm not. But yeah, I'm very intrigued in this, so let's talk about it. Let's begin with our second debutant of the night, our second of 4, Ju-Sang Yu. Ju-Sang is 8-0, undefeated, 31 years old. It's a little old for a debutant, but it happens. He is coming from the Korean Zombies fight promotion. He kind of got that Dana White looking for a fight bullshit is how he got a contract. He was on the same card as that Camilo dude a few weeks back, and hopefully he does better than Camilo, because that dude is garbage. You in that fight where Dana saw got a knockout in 1 minute and 15 seconds. I did see the clip of it. It looks like a good knockout. And now he's getting his shot in the UFC. 3 KOs, 1 submission, 4 decisions. Again, 31 years old, a little old for a debutant, but if he's good, he's good. 8-0 overall, coming from whatever camp that is. Let's see if this dude's good. Let's see if Dana can scout talent for shit, because holy shit, that Camilo dude shit to bed. Let's see if this guy is legit. Like, they gave him as easy of a debut as you can get, a lot easier than Gabe Green. So let's see if this dude's good. Won a championship in a promotion. I'm intrigued. I'm very intrigued to see this kid. Could he be a fraud? Very easily. But only one way to find out, so let's see what this guy can do. Let's see what he can do. Not really much else to say. I've only seen one clip of him. Let's see if the guy's legit. And then to talk about his opponent, Jeka Saragih. Oh boy. God, he's so bad. Jeka in the UFC is 1-2, coming off the road to UFC, where he did make it to the finals and lose to Anshan Jubli. How do you lose to Anshan Jubli? Then, when I guess his official UFC run, he is 1-1. He knocked out Luke Almeida in his UFC debut. God, how bad is Luke Almeida? And then his last fight, he got submitted by Weston fucking Wilson. How do you get submitted? How do you lose to Weston Wilson and Anshan Jubli? Like, those are easily 2 of the worst losses of all fucking time. Yeah, like, this dude's garbage. One of the worst fighters on the roster, and he somehow found a way to lose to 2 of the worst fighters on the roster. Yeah, I think Jeka's a joke. I don't know why he got a shot after losing the Road to UFC finale. I still don't understand why they do that bullshit. And yeah, they're using this dude as just cannon fodder for the new guy, so yeah, it's truly that simple. He's so bad. Truly so bad. The bang answer is I have Ju-Sang Yu minus 500 plus 370. Yeah, like, it's Jeka Saragih. If this dude has any fucking talent, he should win this fight. Like, Jeka is so terrible. Weston Wilson and Anshan Jubli. Enough said. If you can't be better than, you can't beat a guy who lost to those two, then Dana's ability to scout talent is gone. So, give me the debutant, give me the undefeated to stay undefeated, Ju-Sang Yu, by knockout in the first. He should put Jeka down pretty easily. Jeka is terrible everywhere and at everything. So, give me Ju-Sang Yu by knockout in the first. Again, if this kid has any talent, well, 31-year-old kid has any talent, he should win this fight with fucking ease. It's Jeka Saragih. Like, come on now, we're being silly now. So, give me you by knockout in the first. Yeah, sorry, I don't know if that was loud. If you can't beat Jeka Saragih, you deserve to get cut, so yeah. Give me you by knockout in the first for our first finish of the night and our first debutant W of the night. He's fighting Jeka Saragih. Enough said. And finally, for our featured early prelim, we head to flyweight for a ranked fight somehow. I don't get it. This might be my least favorite fight of the night. I think this is a joke fight. As we have in our fourth fight of the night, our featured early prelim in the flyweight division. We end the EPs with Ariane, Queen of Violence, Lipski, De Silva versus the Joker, Cong, Wang. Yeah, I fucking hate this fight because it makes no sense. Like, how is Lipski still ranked? Why is Cong and Wang getting a top 15 fight? It's fucking silly. I think this is a shitty, stupid fight, and yeah, this is bad. This is really bad. I'll get through this pretty quickly, as we'll begin with Ariane Lipski de Silva, 17 and 10, 31 years old, made probably her last UFC fight, 6 and 7 in the UFC. Her wins have been Isabella Deep. Who the fuck is that? I literally have no idea who this is. This was in the UFC? Okay. Luana Carolina, Mandy Bohm, JJ Aldridge, Melissa Gatto, and Casey O'Neill. Her losses have been Joanne Wood, Molly McCann, Antonina Shevchenko, Montana De La Rosa, Praskila Kashweda, Karini Silva, and Jasmine Jasdavicius. Yeah, Lipski's terrible. She's another model, not a fighter. She's decent looking, and she can't fight for shit. She's had a few moments in her career. That winning streak was kind of decent. But yeah, let's be honest, she's not that good. Every time she's fought, not even legit competition, anybody really, she's lost. The only good win I'll actually give her is Gatto and Casey. I think this is fluky. That Gatto win's pretty good. Yeah, Lipski's terrible. She's just a model, not a fighter. You can change your name all you want, but we all know you're still the same bum that you were before. Yeah, Lipski's terrible. She's had a few moments, like every time you think she's done, she somehow finds a way to get that win and stay. I think that's where this stat streak ends, and this is probably the last time we see her in the UFC, so not gonna complain about that. As her opponent is the Joker fraud Wang, the Wang gang, 33 years old, 7 and 1, 2 and 1 in the UFC, coming off the road to UFC, where she was in one of those non-tournament fights, which was pretty much contender series, and she looked good. She looked really damn good. And then her UFC debut, she couldn't even look any better, but she found a way, killing Victoria Leonardo in 1 minute and 2 seconds and 62 seconds. Looking at like the next big prospect, looking like female Alex Pereira, yada yada. And then it all came crashing down, got fraud checked by Gabriela Fernandez. Shit. And then she did bounce back with a win back in February against Bruno Brazil in one of the worst fights of the year. And, yeah, she's a complete fraud. Like, what can you say? The UFC is giving her the easiest path into the top 15. Ariane Lipski, get fucking real. So, I hate when the UFC does that with prospects who get fraud checked. They will fucking have them lose. They get fraud checked, they get one fight against a can, and then get jumped back on to where they would have been if they won that fraud check fight. Same thing's gonna happen with Shara. Watch my fucking words. Same thing's gonna happen with Shara Bullet. He's gonna win against Barryu and get a top 15 fight against fucking Costa or Vittori. What? Same thing happened with Ikram Askarov. Watch my fucking words. Trust me. I know what I'm talking about. And that's exactly what happened with Cong Wang here. She got fraud checked, she won one shitty fight, and now right back where she would have been if she beat Fernandez. I know my shit. The betting odds for this fight have Cong Wang minus 500 to plus 360. Yeah, she should win this fight. She's better on the feet. It's Ariane Lipski, she has no ground game. Yeah, Wang should win this fight pretty easily. This should be just like the Bruno Brazil fight. Give me Cong Wang by decision. Shitty fight, makes no sense, and yeah, not a big fan. I think it's stupid, and yeah, shitty fight, like I said. Cong Wang by decision, shitty way to end a okay early prelims, and yeah, not very good at all. So, yeah, that's about that for the early prelims. Only half an hour, making good time there. I think the 2 good fights, 2 bad fights on the early prelims. I love those 2 middle fights, Salkilld and Joe Sang Yu. I'm very intrigued in. I don't care about Mederos, and I don't like the Cong Wang fight. So, 2 and 2, I like it. Pretty easy picks across the board. The smallest favorite was 245. So what does that tell you? Yeah, pretty easy early prelims to predict, pretty 50-50 early prelims overall. And look at the fucking Australia, Israel, Korea, fucking Indonesia, I believe, is that right? Yeah, Indonesia, China, Brazil, what a fucking diverse cast. So, let's see if that follows suit on the prelims, and it does. So let's get into it. Our 4 fights down, 4 more to go as we get into the actual prelims. And we begin with the second and last fight that was booked last week, thanks to cancellations and all of that good bullshit, as we have to begin our prelims in the welterweight division. And what a way to begin a very good prelims, as we have Khaos, the Ox Fighter, Williams versus Andreas, Bane, Gustafsson. This should be good. This should be a very fun fight. So how should we get to this fight? So obviously Andreas, we all know, was meant to fight last week, but Trevin Giles tripped after the weigh-ins, hit his head, and had to pull out. Bullshit. Sucks. For Khaos, this is his 3rd fight booked for this card. He was meant to fight Euros Medic, got canned. Then they found this dude named Albert, and he didn't pass a physical. So then they wanted, when Giles pulled out, they fucking got fucking Andreas, and now we got this. So yeah, this should be a very good fight. I'm very excited for this. This could easily be an early 5 of the night contender. This should be a banger. So Khaos, always in a fun fight. Andreas looks to be a fun fighter. Let's talk about him, man. Let's see what happened. And we'll begin with the guy who's meant to be on this card, the Ox Fighter, Khaos Williams. 15-4 at 31 years old, 6-3 in the UFC. His wins in UFC have been Alex Morono, Abdul Razak Al Hassan, Matthew Summelsberger, Miguel Baeza, Rolando Bedoya, and Carlston Harris. His losses have been Michel Pereira, Mandy Brown, and Gabriel Bonfim. Khaos is an interesting fighter because he's kind of had a super up and down UFC career. Like, he wins 2 in a row, loses, wins 2 in a row, loses, wins 2 in a row, loses. And those wins he always looks decent, those wins. Always gets a nice knockout, yada yada. Not great wins. I guess his best win would be, Abdul Razak Al Hassan and Alex Morono. So, yeah, not really jaw-dropping wins, but wins nonetheless. And then his losses, Michel Pereira, understandable. Randy Brown, understandable. Excuse me. And Gabriel Bonfim, debatable. I picked him to win that fight, and he got fucking submitted out cold. So, good shit there. But he's back pretty quickly after that loss from February to June. This is the first time he's fought twice in a year since 2021. And let's see if the activity helps him, because again, he took a lot of time off in the last couple years. Let's see how he makes up for it fighting again for the first time twice in a year since 2021. When he's on, he's a good fighter. His striking's good, his power is great. He's a very good fighter. Grappling is iffy, but his striking is really good. But activity has been a problem for him, and now it looks like he's finally getting active. If he can stay active, even if this is his last fight of the year, at least it was 2 fights, and now we get to see how a active Khaos Williams look. Yes, he lost his last fight and looked pretty bad doing it, but at least he's staying active now, so we'll see how he looks here. Again, we know he has that power in his hands. He's Rumble Johnson. He's welterweight Rumble Johnson, in my opinion. He has the God-gifted power, the death touch, whatever you want to call it, and he has good striking. Outside of that, he's a little bit kind of lost, but if he can touch you, you're going to go down. So, let's see how Khaos looks back in front of a crowd for the first time, so when he really does good. And again, he has that God-gifted power. One shot, you're going down. Good to see him active again. 3 months later, he's back. And then for the opponent, Andreas Gustafsson. Not going to say a lot since I talked about him last week, so if you want to see what I had to say about him last week, go watch last week, and I guess we found out some interesting information about him during my live stream last night. So if you want to go hear some interesting stuff about him, I don't know how true it is, but from a respectable source, so go check that out. Apparently he's an interesting person, so again, go check that out in the live stream last night. And again, if you want to see what I had to say about Gus last week, go look here. Go look to last week's breakdown, obviously. So yeah, I'm not gonna say a lot, just give you the cliff notes. He looked good on Contender Series, but I don't know how good he really is. He is 34 years old, so really old for making a UC debut. 11-4, or 11-2, I mean. Well, obviously coming out of Contender Series, finally getting to make his debut after 3 canceled fights this year. He's kind of just gonna try and drown you. That seems to be his fighting style, drowning you, which is an interesting fighting style. We'll see if it works, if he can break his opponents. This is going to be an interesting fighting style against Khaos Williams. So we'll see if it works there. Never been KO'd, only decision twice. And we'll see how he looks. Again, if you want to see a more in-depth breakdown what I had to say about him, go look at last week's breakdown. And yeah, we'll see how the 34-year-old does in his finally UFC debut on short notice against a tough veteran. Should be interesting. The betting odds for this fight have Khaos Williams minus 205 to plus 170. I think those odds are a little crazy. I think I would have Khaos like minus 170, minus 180. Like, I get why he's the favorite, but I wouldn't count out Gus so easily. Khaos has been known to not love adversity. He does not like taking punches. He does not like adversity. Gustafsson's gonna bring that, and I think Gustafsson's hungry to finally fight after getting fucked over non-stop, so we'll see. It's gonna be interesting. I think this is gonna be a lot closer fight than people think. Kind of reminds me of Oki and Aswell last week. I think a lot of people are kind of overlooking the new guy. Yeah, he went from being a ginormous favorite against Trevin Giles to now an underdog against Khaos Williams. Should be interesting. Who am I going with here? I'm leaning the underdog. I'm leaning Andreas Gustafsson. I think he can bring a pressure to Khaos that Khaos has not seen before and really drown him. Maybe not finish him, but I think can really wear on Khaos, especially with grappling. So, cause I think he does have some grappling chops to him. 2 submissions, so maybe not, but he does have a lot of good clinch work, so we'll see if that pays off for him. I think I'm leaning Andreas Gustafsson by decision. I think he can really at least take Khaos into a really tough fight, if not even break him. I think he can drown him and really go for 15 minutes. So, again, a finish is possible. Khaos could break under the pressure, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I think I'm going to pick Andreas Gustafsson by decision. I think he's going to be able to take a big pressure to Khaos that might really affect him, and he does not like adversity. And I think I'm going to go Andreas Gustafsson by decision. Yeah, maybe it's going to be a bad pick like Michael Aswell last week, but in the same breath, sometimes they win, and the guy with the crazier fighter sometimes pulls off the win. So give me Andreas Gustafsson by decision. I think he's gonna be able to drown Khaos, if not break him. So Gustafsson by decision. First underdog pick of the night. Think he can do it. So let's see if that ages really well or really bad. Gustafsson by decision. To start our prelims as we go into our second prelim of the night, going all the way up to the heavy boys in our heaviest fight of the night, no duh, because we are in the heavyweight division as we have a top 15 battle, even though God does not feel like it because these two suck, as we have in our second fight of the prelims. And at 265, the polar bear Serghei Spivac versus Salsa boy Waldo Cortes-Acosta. Yeah, this is a low-level heavyweight like always. I know they're top 15 ranked. I don't care. It's still a low-level heavyweight because they fucking suck. But, yeah, not a lot to say here. I guess this is kind of a short-nosed fight. This was meant to be Spivac versus Shamil Gaziev, but Gaziev pulled out, and now we got Waldo and Spivac. A very, less interesting fight. So, yay. Let's talk about it. We'll begin with the higher ranked, somehow still ranked in general. Serghei Spivac, 17-5, 30 years old, 8-5 in the UFC somehow. His wins have been Tai Tuivasa, Carlos Felipe, Jared Vanderaa, Alexei Olenek, Greg Hardy, Augusto Sakai, Derek Lewis, and Marcin Tybura. His losses have been Walt Harris, Marcin Tybura, Tom Aspinall, Cyril Gahn, and Jailton Almeida. Yeah, Spivac's terrible. I've never really been high on him. Like, if you really go back, like, he started his UFC career as a mid-fighter, went on a little bit of a winning streak, even if it was against Can, and Derek Lewis. Got bitched out by Gahn, somehow beat Tybura, and then got dominated by Jailton Almeida. Spivac's not good. He's a complete quitter. He takes any adversity, he's gonna quit. He can't strike. He's just a grappler, not even a good one. So, he's a quitter. He struggled against some of those tomato cans. He's beat like a 60-year-old Alexei Olenek. So, take that as you will. Spivac's not good. It's truly that simple. He's just not. He's a shitty striker. He has no heart. And all he has is grappling, and he's not even good at that half the time. So, yeah, he kind of just sucks. Like, to be honest, he really just sucks. To talk about his opponent, Waldo Cortes-Acosta, not really much better to say about him, but I think he is a little bit better. What is he? 13-1, 33 years old. He is 6-1 in the UFC. Coming off Contender Series, his wins have been Jared Vanderaa, Chase Sherman, Lucas Bresky, Andrei Arlovsky, Rebels Despange, and Ryan Spann, and he lost to Marcos Rogerio da Lima. Waldo's not a good fighter, to be honest. He acts like he's a good fighter, but he's not. He's a fine striker-ish. His grappling is okay. He's fine. He's mid. Like, he has okay power sometimes. His striking's okay. Hasn't really beat anyone good. He looked okay against Ryan Spann a few months back, but it's Ryan Spann. I don't think Waldo's good. He's not bad at anything, but I don't think he's good at anything. He's a fighter. Not very good, and, but that's shitty heavyweight for you, ain't it? So, he's a fighter. Out the long and short of it. The bang odds for his fight have Serghei Spivac minus 140 to plus 120. I don't agree with that at all. Like, I don't get why Spivac's the favorite here. In my opinion, I think Waldo's the best underdog on the card. He should win this fight. I think he's better. I don't even think he's good, but I think Spivac's terrible. I think Waldo's a better striker. I know he's a better striker, and on the ground, I think he can hold his own. He can stuff takedowns and keep it on the feet or end up on top. Waldo should win this fight. I think he's better, and I think he's gonna do it. I wouldn't be shocked if he finished Spivac again. Spivac's a quitter. But I'm gonna go Waldo Cortes-Acosta by decision. I think he's going to, again, beat him on the feet, stuff takedowns, and win a pretty boring Waldo Cortes-Acosta fight. So, give me WCA by decision. I don't think he's that good. But I think he's the best underdog on the card, and he should beat Serghei Spivac, who's a bum quitter. So, give me Waldo by decision, best underdog on the card. I don't know why he's not the bare minimum. This should be a pick'em, if not Waldo as the favorite. And, yeah, bad betting odds, free money, and give me Waldo by decision in a layup, pretty much, in my opinion. Well, not a layup, but I think he's better than Spivac, so, yeah. Speaking of layups, now this is a layup, as we have in our co-main event of the prelims. A very, very easy fight to predict, the easiest fight on the card, and that's including the co-main event, as we have in our co-main event of the prelims in the light heavyweight division, I guess another short notice-ish fight, as we have in our second to last fight of the prelims in the top 15 of light heavyweight, Azamat, the professional Murzakanov, versus Brendson, the gorilla Ribeiro. I don't even need to say much about this fight. It was meant to be Azamat versus Johnny Walker, but like always, Johnny Walker fucks it up and has to pull out, and Ribeiro steps in. Respect for him for stepping in, but this is going to be a fucking cakewalk for Murzakanov. Give me Azamat Murzakanov by knockout in second. My lock of the night. He should easily beat Ribeiro. Ribeiro is terrible. Like, yeah, he's on a 2-fight winning streak. Kyle Machado and Dayar Nergaze can fraud. Oh boy. Yeah, and you lost to you lost to Magomed Gadzhiev. Come on, dude, you suck. Azamat Murzakanov by knockout in second, pretty easily. He's blue levels above Ribeiro. When he actually fights, he's pretty damn good. So, give me Murzakanov by knockout in second. He should wipe the floor for Ribeiro pretty damn easily. And, yeah, lock of the night, Murzakanov. Brendson Ribeiro is not going to be in the top 15 of light heavyweight. The universe will not allow that. Give me Murzakanov by knockout in the second. There's no world Brendson Ribeiro is a top 15 fighter. So, Murzakanov, knockout in the second, lock of the night. Don't need to say much else. Simple. And now for our featured prelim, a banger. I tell you, a banger, like most of fights on this card, but this is really a banger, as we head to our featured prelim from the light heavyweight division to the Fly Guys. The Fly Guys, down at 125. We have to end the prelims, a top 15 fight at flyweight, as we have to end the prelims, Bruno Bulldog Silva versus Joshua the Fearless Van. This should be a banger, like every Joshua Van fight, because Joshua Van's fucking amazing. And I'm very excited for this fight. Very good way to end the prelims. I know, I've heard people say this, like, only casuals are not hyped for this fight, because how are you not hyped for a Joshua Van fight? Bruno Silva is a bad fighter, but can have a banger. This is gonna be good. This is gonna be really damn good. I'm excited. This should be good. Perfect way to end the prelim to go into the main card. So let's talk about it. As we will begin with the very old flyweight Bruno Silva, 14-6-2, not a good looking record. 35 years old, 4-3 in the UFC. Did he come out? No, he got signed straight up. My bad. 4-3-1 in the UFC. His wins, he went on a 4-fight winning streak against JP Buys, Victor Rodriguez, Tyson Nam, and Cody Durden. His losses were David Dvorak, Tagir Ulanbekov, and Manel Kopp, and he had a no contest with Khalil Taha. For that winning streak he went on, it was not bad, but it wasn't great either. His first two wins, JP and Victor, are terrible. Tyson Nam, my bad. That's a great win. Tyson Nam's a really good fighter. And then Cody Durden. That was not a great performance, but that was a good knockout, so not bad. And then for his losses, Dave Dvorak, that's not a great loss. Tagir Ulanbekov, okay, Manel Kopp. I don't think Bruno's that good. Like, especially since he is a guy who was kind of inactive for a while. He is a Henry Cejudo student. His power is great. He has bombs in his hands, but he's kind of slow. He is 35 years old. His striking's okay. His grappling is fine. he's gonna look so slow in this fight, like he did against Manel. This is gonna be another bad performance for Bruno, just like the Manel Cop fight, I think. Like, again, he has bombs in his hands, but outside of that, he's just not very good. So, again, at 35 years old, a guy who was super inactive for a long time. We'll see how he looks here. Could he pull off the upset? I guess, but yeah, it's super unlikely. Why? Because he's fighting the amazing Josh Van, 13-2, 23 years old, 6-1 in the UFC. Excuse me. His wins in the UFC have been Zulgas Zumagulov, Kevin Borjas, Felipe Bunis, Edgar Shirez, Cody Durden, and Ray Saruya. His only loss in UFC was to the amazing Energy Charles Johnson. Josh Van's amazing. He is so good. His striking is so quick and so good. He reminds me of Petr Yan. I've always made that comparison. He reminds me of Petr Yan. He takes round 1 off, and then he just sprints. He takes it to you. He looks great. His striking's great. His power is alright. He's not really a finisher, though. Like, I know he has 6 knockout wins, but only 1 in the UFC, though. But he's still young, 13-2, 23 years old. He reminds me of Petr Yan. I've always made that comparison, like I said. So, if you're watching a Josh Van fight, you know he's going to take round 1 off and then dominate the next 2 rounds. And that's what he does. So, the only time it didn't work was Charles Johnson, because Charles Johnson's a very good fighter. If he's fighting someone with cardio, that game plan's a little harder to make work. But since he's only fought one guy who actually has cardio, and Bruno was definitely not that, then Van has really done a good job at using that game plan to take round 1 off and dominate the next 2. So, he's really good. He's the future flyweight. He's a really solid fighter. He's young. He's quick. He's kind of powerful. His grappling's okay. He's really good. Again, a young Petr Yan is what I see of this dude, and I'm very excited to see him fight again. He's active. He's good. He's gonna be a champion one day. I truly think he probably is gonna be a champion one day. What a signing by the UFC. This dude's good. Like, he's so fucking good. You bang out the first fight, have Josh Van minus 550 to plus 400. Yeah, you could have Van. I might as well just throw him up to 600. Why not? He should win this fight. Unless Bruno lands that knockout blow, which is beyond unlikely. I think Charles Johnson is the better striker, especially late in a fight. Josh should be able to win a fucking 29-27. Like, I think Van should win this. I think he's better. I think Bruno's just a big puncher. Bruno's not going to be able to take him down, hold him. He's not going to be able to outstrike Van. His best bet's a knockout, and I really don't see him knocking out Joshua Van. I truly don't. I know Energy did, but Charles Johnson is a lot better than Bruno Silva, so give me Joshua Van by decision. He should win this fight. I think we all know that. Again, I wouldn't be shocked at like a 29-27 or 30-26. He's going to take round 1 off, win the next 2, and get his 7th win in the UFC. Continue to climb the rankings, and prove that he is that dude, because he is really fucking good. A young Petr Yan. Keep an eye on this kid. He's gonna be something. He's good. Can't wait to see him continue climbing these rankings. He's gonna be a champion one day. I would say right now he easily beats Pantoja, but that's a low bar. Joshua Van is him. Can't wait to see him end these prelims with a banger. Joshua Van by decision. Finish is possible, but Van is not a finisher at all, so decision. So boom, those are the prelim. They're good. I think the only bad fight I don't like is the Cong Wang fight. I think that fight's stupid. Everything else is good. This is interesting. I love these 2 fights. I like this fight. This is okay. This is okay. This is good. Outside of the Cong Wang fight, I like this fucking prelims. I think a lot of good fighters, a lot of good fights, a few undefeated guys, a few debutants, a few fun fights, a few fun fighters. I can't wait. Gonna be a great prelims to lead into a very interesting looking main card. 5 more fights to break down, 54 minutes in, almost 55. Are we good on the prelims? I think we are. So let's get into the main card. 5 more fights, UFC 316 pay-per-view. Let's begin. As we begin the dead pay-per-view, because pay-per-view's a dead idea, Dana, wake up. As we begin the pay-per-view in the welterweight division for a fight maybe about 4 years too late, but still gonna be good nonetheless, I think. As we have to begin the PPV, Vicente, the Silent Assassin, Luque, versus Kelvin, Trailblazer, Holland. This should be good. Again, another fight, like I said, probably should have been about 4 or 5 years ago, but they should still be good in 2025. Luque still has a little bit left. Holland. This should be good. I'm very excited for this one. What a way to begin the pay-per-view. Let's talk about it. And we will begin with the Silent Assassin, the top 15 ranked, Vicente Luque. Luque in the UFC is 16-6, not gonna go down his whole UFC career, because are you insane? But I'll go down some of his notable wins. Coming off the Ultimate Fighter, he has beat Hector Urbina, Bilal Muhammad, Nico Price, Chad Lapris, Jalen Turner, Brian Barberena, Mike Perry, Nico Price again, Randy Brown, Tyron Woodley, Mike Chiesa, RDA, Themba Garimbo. His losses have been whoever the fuck Mike Graves is, Leon Edwards, Stephen Wonderboy, Bilal, Geoff Neal, and Joe Quinn Buckley. Luque, you kind of gotta talk about his career in 2 parts. When he was a very, very good contender, and the really washed guy we've seen since Geoff Neal fight. Yeah, Luque at one point, very good. Luque since that Geoff Neal fight, and even I would say since that Bilal fight, pretty terrible. Like, since beating Michael Chiesa, he is 2-3, and those 2 wins are an old RDA and Themba Garimbo. Like, come on. Lost to Neal and Buckley. Luque's done. He's 33 years old, 23-10. The dude had fucking brain bleed after losing to Geoff Neal. Like, come on, man. He's done. Like, I get 33 is young, but you dude had brain bleed after getting his head caved in by Geoff Neal. So he's still a little, like that Themba fight showed he still has a little bit of talent, even if Themba Garimbo's a complete bum fraud. He still has shown he has a little bit of talent, but yeah, Luque is just not what he was. Again, prime Luque, very good fighter. 2025 Luque after brain bleed, not so good. So yeah, it's getting probably his last pay-per-view main card. He's getting up there, and it's about time for him to start calling it quits. So we'll see though. Maybe we can pull one more rabbit out of his ass, because he is fighting everyone's favorite Trailblazer, even though he's kind of an asshole lately, Kelvin, Holland. 14-10-1 in the UFC. What is he? 32 years old, 27-13. Not going to talk about the UFC career at all, because if I did that every time, the videos would be an hour, plus just doing that. To talk about his last fight, he did bounce back, get his first win in a while against Gunnar Nelson. You know, even if I think that was a debatable decision, I'm fine with Holland getting the nod, because who isn't happy with Kevin Holland winning a fight? Now he gets a shot at the top 15 against Vicente Luque, and let's see what happens. This is a super winnable fight for Holland. I think the UFC is kind of giving him a win because they really like him. But who knows? We've said that before, and he's kind of shit the bed. So we'll see. We'll see if Holland can actually perform consistently for once. He looked okay against Gunnar Nelson. How does he look against Luque in only his 3rd fight of the year? So he's still kind of he's not at number 5 or 6 yet. Give it time. But yeah, the guy who always has a fight booked. Let's see what happens. The most active fighter in UFC history. trying to break Jim Miller's record, and I think he just might. Let's see what the Trailblazer can do here in his third fight of 2025. The bang odds first fight have Kevin Holland minus 275 to plus 215. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think you'd have Holland minus 290. He should win this fight. It's 2025, not 2019. Luque is not that good anymore. Like, again, I get he beat Thumba Garembo, but he's ass. I get he beat RDA, but he's old. Like, I'm not saying Holland's been beating world stars lately, but Gunnar Nelson and Michael Ochechek are not much better than Thumba and RDA, so come on. Give me the Trailblazer. I think he actually should win this fight. I think we know he's better on the feet. If he can keep it standing, he should win easily. Again, a 2025 Luque after post brain bleed is not that good anymore. Again, 4 or 5 years ago, Luque probably wins this fight. 2025 after bad injuries and beatings and age, give me Kevin Holland by decision. He should win this fight. He's the better fighter in 2025. Keep it standing and win, even on the ground. He could probably, maybe, since he's so lengthy, he could probably end up on top. Give me Kevin Holland by decision. This should be a good fight, good way to open the pay-per-view, and it should be Kevin Holland's second win of 2025 against another old, washed fighter, this time of Vicente Luque, whose best days are behind him. So give me the Trailblazer by decision to open up the pay-per-view. Let's see how trustworthy the Trailblazer is in a fight he should win, but that never has meant anything to Kevin Holland. After that, we go to our second fight of the pay-per-view in the bantamweight division, a very important weight class on this card, and a very important weight class, a very important fight in this weight class right here. I think the most interesting fight of the night. I'm very intrigued in this fight, as we have in our second fight of the pay-per-view, our first of two bantamweight fights on the pay-per-view. We have our final debut of the night with Mario Bautista versus Patchy No Love Mix. Again, I think this is the most interesting fight of the night. I'm very intrigued to find see if the Patchy hype is worth it. I've been hearing about this hype for years. Well, he could do this in the UFC. Time to prove it. Y'all can't hype him up anymore. He has to prove it. And look, time to see if he's just another Pitbull or Kai Asakura, or is he actually good? Like, one way to find out. And he is stepping in for Chito Vera, who was meant to be fighting Mario. Now it's Mario and Patchy. Wait, a giant upgrade. I'm excited. Let's see what happens. We'll begin with everyone's favorite bitch, Mario Bautista. Mario, 31 years old, 18-5? 15-2. I was way off. 8-3 in the UFC. His wins have been Jin-Soo Sun, not the guy from the prelims, Miles Johns, Jay Perrin, Brian Keller, Benito Lopez, Guido Canetti, Damon Blackshear, and Ricky Simone. His losses have been Corey Sandhagen, Trevin Jones, and Jose Aldo. Yeah, Mario's a bitch. Like, we all know that. He lost to Aldo. He was scared to fight Aldo, and he's hopefully gonna be Patchy's bitch here. So, we all hate him. We all know it. And, fuck him. Fuck this coward who was scared to fight a legend. And, yeah, fuck him. It's truly that simple. Fuck him. To talk about his opponent, Patchy Trail Mix. 20-1 in his MMA career, 31 years old, making his UFC debut after a 9-1 record in the Bellator. Yeah, again, I've heard about the hype for this kid for years. He has a few nice wins. Koji, Stotts, Pettis, Magomed, few decent names on the record. Again, has all the hype in the world. His only loss was to Juan Archuleta, all the way back in the pandemic. Beat Andre Ewell and Tony Gravely, who are some former UFC guys. It's time to see if this kid's legit. Again, is he going to be like a Kayla or a MVP? Or is he going to be like a Kai Asakura and a Patricio Pitbull? Only one way to find out. I'm intrigued. I'm excited to finally see if this guy's legit. First time I'm ever gonna watch him fight. Welcome to the big leagues, kid. You stole Cody Garbrandt's nickname, but let's see if you actually can live up to it. Let's see if you can actually earn that nickname. Only one way to find out. The Bang Ass first fight, I have Patchy Mix, minus 175 to plus 145. I'm not a... y'all could tell me if those odds are accurate or not. It seems like a lot of people are picking Patchy. With all the hype he has, I'd imagine he'd be a little bit bigger of a favorite. I'd probably have him minus 195. If he's as good as he says, if he's as good as y'all say he is, he should run through Mario Bautista, right? Right? Y'all tell me. I'm going to pick Patchy, see if this kid's legit, plus fuck Mario Bautista, but only one way to find out, man. It's not getting an easy debut. Mario Bautista's not the hardest debut, but it's not the easiest. Let's see if Patchy can do it, man. Let's see if Patchy can do it. He has the fucking swag. He has the confidence. But that only gets you so far. You actually gotta fight. Give me Patchy mixed by decision. Let's see if this dude's a fraud or not. If you lose this, you're a fraud. If you win this, it's gonna be interesting. God, part of me would love to see him. If he was fighting anyone else, I'd probably pick against him. Because I would love to see him lose this fight. But, yeah, he's probably gonna win this one, and we're gonna see how good he really is. So, give me Patchy mixed by decision. Let's see if the kid's legit. His first time fighting in front of more than 6 people in an arena. Give me Patchy the Pirate by decision in his debut. Don't be a Khaos Sakura or Patricio Pitbull, please. After that, we go to our featured bout of the pay-per-view, our third fight of the pay-per-view, and a fight I'm not going to waste a lot of time talking about because I already broke this down 2 months ago. As we have in the middleweight division, our featured bout of the pay-per-view, Kelvin, Andy Ruiz, Gastelum versus Joe Body Bags Pyfer. Yeah, like I said, I'm not going to waste a lot of time here because I already broke this fight down a few months ago for the Mexico card with Moreno and Ursig. If you want to see me break this fight down in more detail, it'll be in the top right there. And, yeah, I'll give you the cliff notes. KG is super washed and fat. He is not that good anymore. He's kind of just here for a paycheck. And Pyfer is a complete bum fraud who only beats up tomato cans and is a fraud. As much as he doesn't like that word, it's what you are, buddy. And he's an asshole, so fuck him. Minus 400 for Pyfer. What was he in the first time this was booked? I feel like he was a smaller favorite. Or maybe he was bigger. Yeah, he's only minus 320. Either way, I don't think those odds are bad. Pyfer should win this fight. I think he's just going to use Kelvin as a punching bag for 3 rounds. He's not going to finish Kelvin because no one does. So I think he's just going to use KG as a goddamn punching bag for 3 rounds. And, yeah. Give me Joe Pyfer by decision. Yeah, I don't really see much else happening here. A finish by either guy is unlikely. Pyfer should just use Fat Boy as a punching bag. If both guys can actually make it to the fight, KG has to make weight. Pyfer has to not get sick again. Give me Pyfer by decision. I think both suck, but I think Pyfer's just going to use Kelvin as a punching bag for 3 rounds. So, Pyfer by decision in a fight that should not be on the pay-per-view. I would rather see Josh Van on the pay-per-view, but whatever. Let's just get this fight finally over and done with, because who gives a shit. After that, we go to our co-main event of the evening, our first of 2 bantamweight title fights of the night, and this one is beyond easy to predict, easier than the main event to predict, and I said a lot. As we have in our co-main event of the evening, our first of 2 bantamweight title fights of the night, we have for the undisputed UFC Women's Bantamweight Championship of the world, the Venezuelan vixen Juliana Pena versus Kayla Harrison. Kayla, by decision, one of the easiest picks of the year, should be minus 1,000. She's going to rip Peña's fucking head off her shoulders and easily win that belt, set up the Nunes fight, and that's that. Kayla by decision, but a finish is possible. Should be minus 1,000. Almost a lock of the night, but I trust Azamat an inch more. Either way, lay up for Kayla, give her her belt, and move on. Next, our main event of the evening in the bantamweight division, one of the best divisions in the UFC. We're seeing the title on the line again here for the second time this year, as we have in our main event of UFC 316, the rematch that no one asked for, but shut up. We have to end the night, to end our first pay-per-view of June. We have, for the undisputed UFC Bantamweight Championship of the world, the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC Bantamweight Champion of the world, Merab the Machine, Dvalishvili, versus the former champion, now challenger, the Sugar Show, the one of the biggest stars in the sport, Sean O'Malley. Here we go, the rematch no one asked for, but the rematch for the belt. Now, one guy's the champion, the other is the challenger. Does it go differently? Let's see. I don't need to really go in depth here. I've said what I thought about this fight a few times this week, but I'll still say I'll say it again pretty much. Merab in minus 300. I think he could be minus 500. I think Merab's gonna win again. To be honest, I think this is gonna be a closer version of the first fight. Trust me, am I going to put my pick in as O'Malley? Yes, I'm going to put my pick in as O'Malley knockout in first, like I did for the first fight. But do I think it's going to happen? Unlikely. I think O'Malley has 2 rounds to win this fight. If it goes past round 2, it's going to start being dangerous and unlikely he pulls off the knockout. Could Sean win this fight? Yes. I don't think it's as dominant as the Kayla fight when it comes to how easy the pick is. But do I favor Sean? No. I think he's going to really need to get lucky here. A miracle can't happen. I do think this fight will be closer. I think he will have a moment in this fight. I think some point in the first 2 rounds he's going to hurt and probably drop Merab. Will that be the finishing sequence? We'll see. But I do think some point in this fight he's going to drop him or knee him, cut him open really badly, something along those lines. And we're going to see Merab get cracked for the first time in a while. And I think Sean's going to have a moment. But I think after that, Merab's going to start really gluing himself to Sean like he always does and probably squeak out a decision. I won't be shocked at 48-47 again. Trust me, I want to be wrong. I want Sean to go out there and drop him in one fucking knee or whatever. But I just struggle to see that happening. Like, Merab is one of the best fighters in the world right now. I think he's 2 wins away from being the bantamweight GOAT. And I just struggle to see him losing to anybody at bantamweight or featherweight. Like, I think he beats Volk right now. So Merab has a lot to lose. Sean has a lot to lose. Merab could lose the belt, of course, and how his status in the UFC, maybe not even get to trilogy, we'll see. And Sean could lose everything. He could lose his star power. If he loses this, he's probably going to be a fucking featured bout or a fight night main event. Like, the Sugar Show might end. He's going to need to win this if he wants his star power to continue. Because back-to-back losses, ask Izzy. I think it's kind of the same situation as Izzy's in right now. A former star, even though I think Sean's a bigger star. A former star now kind of fading. So, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be really fucking interesting. But trust me, like I said, biasly, I want Sean to win. But if you honestly ask me what I think is going to happen, and I've said it all week, I think Merab's going to have a closer but another clear win over Sean and put an end to this feud. And then he's probably going to move on to either Corey or Patchy. I don't know why not Piotr, but whatever. And, yeah, That's what I think. So I want to be wrong again. I want O'Malley to drop Merab out cold in the first minute, but I struggle to see it happening. So I get Sean has given up weed and this and that. I don't know how that's gonna help him much. So maybe it does. Maybe he comes out better, but I doubt it. I think it's kind of desperate moves. That's just kind of something you would do when you're desperate. So he's my favorite fighter. He's my fucking channel banner. He's my profile pic on every fucking social media outside of this one. But I struggle to see Sean pulling it off here. So I was more confident in the Sphere, and I think that was more me lying to myself. So trust me, I want to be wrong. I want to come on here on the recap and the after party and be celebrating. But I struggle to see it happening. Dude, I'm wearing a Sean O'Malley shirt right now. I'm going to be on Saturday night. I want him to win. But my pick, my honest pick, if I were to make picks honestly, would be Merab by decision. I think he's going to win a 48-47 or a 49-46, and still UFC Bantamweight champion Merab. But what pick am I going to put into Tapology, Verdict, MMA holes, yada yada? Sean O'Malley, knockout in the first. Unlikely, but I guess possible. Let's see. I'm excited. I think this fight either goes. I don't know if you can hear that or not. You probably can. I think this fight either. Jesus Christ, how long does it take you to drive by? I think this fight either ends in a Merab decision or O'Malley knockout. So, but I'm gonna go Sean O'Malley by knockout in the first biasedly, Merab Dvalishvili, and still by decision unbiasedly. I'm excited, even if it might not go my way. Should be an interesting fight, and let's see what happens. And new or and still. I want and new, but I think and still. It's the sugar era, motherfuckers. I'm biased and new. And boom, that's the card. Finally, a kind of short breakdown to go over my picks one more time. MarQuel Mederos by decision, Quillan Salkilld by decision, Ju Sang Yu by knockout in the first, Cong Wang by decision, Andreas Gustafsson by decision, Waldo Cortes-Acosta by decision, my lock of the night Azamat Murzakanov by knockout in the second, Joshua Van by decision, Kevin Holland by decision, Patchy Mix by decision, Joe Pfeiffer by decision, Kayla Harrison by decision, and Sean O'Malley by knockout in the first, and new Sugar Era 2.0. Please, can I get one good thing in life? Bang. That's the card. Like I said, I enjoy this card. Outside of the Pfeiffer fight, which I think is kind of stupid, and the Cong Wang fight, I can't wait for this card. I think it looks good. I'm excited for it. Even if Sean loses, I'm still probably going to enjoy this card. Kayla's going to win. We get to see Patchy finally, Kevin Holland, Josh Van, some debuts. It should be good. I'm excited for this, so I hope it's a good card, like always. Our first card out of the Apex in a while since the last pay-per-view, and our first of many cards in a row outside the Apex, Atlanta, Azerbaijan, yada yada. I'm excited, and let's see what happens, man. Should be good. You'll know how good it was when I do a recap of this on Sunday, like I always do. Sometime on Sunday, we'll see what time on Sunday. And, of course, like I said earlier, at the beginning, I will be trying to do an after party after the card, whenever the card ends. So probably about, I would imagine, like 2:33 my time. I don't want to do it too late, because I do need to record a recap for this shit. But, yeah, so do a little after party live, of course. So if you want to drop in. And yeah, man. Again, thank you all for all the support. 101 subs is batshit to me. I never thought I would hit 100. I never thought I would hit 50. I never thought I would hit 1. But I did it. So let's keep climbing. For Sugar Week, we hit 100. Let's keep going. Live streams are fun. Last night's was amazing. The after party's gonna be amazing again. This breakdown was great. The recap's gonna be great. I can't wait. I'm having a blast with y'all, and I love y'all. You mean more than I can ever fucking put put into words. Again, on Sunday I'll probably do a hundred sub celebration, and hopefully it'll be a Sean Alley celebration also. And yeah, thank y'all. I love y'all. Mean more than I could ever express. This is pretty much my job now, since I finished school last week. So this is pretty much my job, so I need this shit to start popping off, you know what I mean? And yeah, thank y'all. I hope you enjoyed the video, and let's see how long we can ride till the wheels fall off this bitch. Thank you for 100, and as always, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, subscribe. 200 subs goal by the end of the year. I never thought I'd be saying that, but we did it, baby. And as always, unless I'm forgetting to say something, which I don't believe I am, I'm excited for the pay-per-view. You'll see me a few times over the weekend, at least 2 streams and 1 recap. So, hope you enjoyed the video. And as always, unless I'm forgetting to say something, RX, and a shorter breakdown than usual, but I did just do a 3.5 hour live stream like 3 hours ago, so I think you can understand. Plus, I didn't want to ramble on about bullshit for too long, so as always, RX out. For the last time saying it tonight, thankfully I can finally get some fucking sleep and stop talking. Good vibes only. And always, and new.